Hey guys, what's happening? Hey, me and Jasper is back out front today, and if you recently got a DJI build from me, this is going to be a great little tutorial how to get everything started up correctly and get everything shut down correctly, and where all your buttons and switches are, how to start it up, how to shut it down, and all that good stuff. So stay tuned, guys. First, we're going to discuss the bird. This is a Mr.Croc 225, and it's a top mount battery system with the DJI system up front here. And what this does, this quad CG is perfect because the battery counterbalances that air unit up front. But anyway, when you put your pack on here, this is a 4S100C 1300. When you put your battery on here, strap both your straps down, and you want to pick up your quad and see if it's balanced. Kind of use your middle finger and your thumb to get it right dead center of where the X's come together here. Right here. So when you pick up the quad, it should balance. Now if it's tipping forward, move the battery back a little bit and it'll straighten up. If it's ass heavy, straighten it up. So it should balance perfectly when you hold it like that. So that's the first thing. Okay, the second thing is all my birds carry the Wi-Fi 2 beeper. And this thing is, if the battery gets ejected, it's still going to beep for up to 3 days. You know, and when it gets dark, it's got a bright LED it flashes. So it just knows when it's dark. I don't know how it does it. Must be a sensor in there. But, and I'm going to show you what happens when you plug in the bird and how to disarm this thing, because it's going to think the battery has been ejected when you unplug this. So you've got to disarm this thing, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So this is what's going to happen when you unplug it. Alright, the Wi-Fi beeper is going to go into arm mode. Alright, and after 30 seconds it's really going to get loud. Okay, as you can see, after 30 seconds it gets pretty loud. Now there's two ways to disarm this, because you can see the battery is unplugged now. And so either you can plug the cord back in for 5 seconds. Just as soon as you plug it in, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and unplug it. And the Wi-Fi beeper should beep 3 times to disarm it. Also, there is a small black button. See if we can get over here and see it. Right there on the back. Let's see if I can get in there. No, I don't think I can. Yeah, there it is. There's a small black button on that beeper there, and you can hold that in for 5 seconds. And which I'll demonstrate now. And what you need to do is take your forefinger and put that in the front, and then use your thumb on this side. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it'll disarm. Now it'll do the same thing when you plug this cord in for 5 seconds and unplug it. Alright? So that's how to disarm the Wi-Fi beeper 2. Alright. Now, let's go on to the TX. Okay, now we're going to go over the TX components. Alright, so first thing you want to do is you want to bring your antennas up to this position here. Alright, you want to make sure all your switches, so you got SWA, SWB, SWC, and SWD, which is 4 switches. Okay, make sure all your switches are in the up position and your throttle is set down to 0. Hold your button in for a couple seconds and then hold it in again. Let me try that again. Go 1 and then 2, hold it in till all the lights flash, and that turns on. Alright. Now, SWA is your arm switch. So when you click it to either 1 position or 2 position, it's going to arm the bird. Alright. SWB does nothing. Alright. SWC is angle mode, horizon, and then full acro mode. Alright. And this is your discovery beeper. You can click either once or twice and the discovery beeper will come on manually. Okay? Alright, so now that we got the bird plugged in, the transmitter turned on, it's time to plug in the bird. Alright, here we go. If I can do this one-handed. Alright, now they should connect, and you should see a green light here, and this thing should stop buzzing. So when you first plug this in, if this unit is not turned on, this buzzer is going to go off. Alright, so I recommend that you turn on this first, and then you don't have to listen to all that beep, 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 you know, because it only takes a second or two once you plug the bird in if you've got this turned on. Alright, now what you want to do is test your arming switch. We're going to test that now. We got right here, go. See, if you get that kind of noise right there, alright, that means that your switch isn't. See that right there? Now you turn that back off. If you get that error, that means either this throttle is not all the way down or these switches are not in the up position. If the throttle is all the way down, the bird will arm. See that? Okay. 1 or 2. 1 and then 2. Alright. So like I say, if the throttle is up just a little bit like that, when you turn this on, see, it's not gonna, you're just gonna get that little buzzing. Alright, so bring this all the way down, and she's armed. Alright, now, I think that covers everything on there, and now time to go to the goggles. Okay, once you've got the transmitter turned on, the bird plugged in, everything's jived up, you ain't getting no bells and whistles, you got a green light here, alright, and you got a green light on your air unit. You've tested your your arm switch and everything's working. Now it's time to turn on the goggles. Alright, so now I'm going to show you something I did here. Okay, this has happened to a lot of people, including me. Now this plug that they built here or made, is really junk. So what I did is I put a tire wrap here on the bottom of this buckle, so this plug doesn't get accidentally unplugged. You know, because if you happen to have the battery in your pocket, you know, and you move your head or something wrong, or you slip on something and this cable gets pulled on a little bit, it will, you know, it will pull that cable out, this plug out quite easily. So this was the quick fix to solve this problem. So if you're wondering why the cord is tie wrapped to this thing, that's why. So you'll just have to coil your coil up and with a rubber band or something at the end of the day. Alright, so let's go ahead and plug in the goggles. Okay, now that we got the goggles plugged in, give it a few seconds to boot up, say around 30 seconds, 20 seconds. Right, when you look in the goggles, I don't know if you can see this, but I'll try to put it in there. You'll see all your OSD down in there, and even got Edward FPVs, you can see. All the OSD is working. Alright, so when you go to your settings,
right side of the goggles, you will find the record button, back button, and 5D button. Toggle the 5D button to scroll through the menu. Press to confirm. Toggle up to go back. Toggle down to move to the next option. Toggle right to shift menu options right, and toggle left to shift menu options left. On the left side of the goggles, you will find the channel adjustment buttons and channel display. The channel display buttons show the frequency channel you are using, making it easier for other pilots to identify which channels are available. On the bottom of the goggles, you will find the IPD slider. You can adjust the interpupillary distance by moving the slider left or right. You can also purchase and install the DJI FPV goggles corrective lenses, according to your visual needs. On the right side of the goggles, you will find the link button, power port, and 3.5mm port. On the left side, you will find the micro SD card slot and a USB-C port. Next,
then go down to the device, click again, and this is where your max power is. Alright, see where it says 25 watts? Alright, push down till it turns blue, and you can turn that to all your different settings here. Alright, and then one more click locks it in. Alright, let's turn it back to 25 since we're just sitting here. Now, I do recommend that you use auto temp control, and what that does is that it keeps the air unit at 25 milliwatts until you arm the unit, and then it will go to the power that it needs. You know, if you set it for 700, it will go to 700 once you arm it. And one of the safety factors when you disarm, in case you happen to crash, once you disarm, it goes back to 25 milliwatts, so it doesn't take a chance of damaging your air unit. Alright, I hope that's clear. So that's basically all you really need to mess with. Just make sure you're what milliwatts your adage, and just watch your battery voltage in there. It's in the bottom left hand corner there, and when this battery gets to 14 volts, you're going to see red. It's going to say, well, you need to land, and plus the bird's going to go off, you know.